Hi there, I'm Juliana McMillan-Wilhoit. If we haven't met before, I am the owner and principal consultant at Tabulae Spatial Services. I am passionate about leveraging geospatial data to help communities improve themselves and also investing within the GIS community. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the framework that we are using for the 30-day Community Map Challenge. Now, I know the 30-day Community Map Challenge is actually 28 days, but hopefully it's going to make a bit more sense after this video. So a few years ago, a group out of the University of Virginia developed the 6 endowments for human ecology, or these are the things that they say really help make a thriving city. Now, why we're using this framework is that I think it's really important to take more of an asset-based approach and to really look at what are the things that really help make communities thrive. Right? We can say that there are certain communities that probably thrive more than others. And so through this challenge, we are really hoping that you will map a place that means something to you. That could be your neighborhood, your city, your county, but that we're going to be looking both at we're trying to be looking at what are these endowments, what are these things that are in your community. You may decide on some days that you actually want to map the opposite, so maybe the lack of these endowments. But the idea here is that we are trying to get community members to begin to think about what are the things that really can help a community thrive. That is the end goal, is that I want to see the flourishing of cities, I want to see the flourishing of people, and I want to see the flourishing of communities. So throughout the course of the challenge, every day you will be focusing on a different theme. So the Thriving Cities Framework has 6 different categories, which are the true, the good, the prosperous, the beautiful, the just and well-ordered, and the sustainable, and the sustainable. We also added a 7th category so that there would be as for the 7 days of the week, which is context, because we think that it's really helpful to be able to map the context of your place. So today I'm going to be going through just at a high level what these different things are. So we have the true, and so that's the idea of the realm of human knowledge and learning. So that includes things like research, innovation, teaching, the transfer of knowledge, cultural and historic preservation. Right? The idea here is that communities thrive if there are places for the realm of human knowledge. So this can include things like universities, libraries, public schools, but also things that are more simple, like a public square, places where people are able to gather. Media, so maybe that's a public radio station, like a quirky neighborhood newspaper, a quirky neighborhood blog. These are all things, not all of which are easy to map, but really help create thriving within a community. The next area is the good. So that's the realm of social mores and ethics. So that is creating community that really helps support people make these decisions. So for example, parenting and parenting resources so that children are growing up in stable homes. Early childhood development, moral foundations, whatever those moral foundations may be. Volunteering, community conservation, people who are invested within their community. Now, some of the things that you could map that relate to this are things like religious organizations, after-school care, charities, schools, community centers, sports, social services. There's all sorts of different things, right? And again, within all of these different framework, within each of these different endowments, the goal is just to be able to look creatively about these places to really begin to think about what makes places and cities thrive. The next is the beautiful, and I think that this is one that at least where I live in North America is oftentimes mistook, is that we are built to value aesthetics. And so where are places that that communities thrive when there is beauty? So that could be the beautiful interior of a coffee shop. That could be places that are well planned so that things are beautiful. That could be open spaces. That could be art galleries. That could be murals. There are all sorts of different things that fall into that category of beauty, and we want to be able to celebrate the beauty and the aesthetic things that help underpin a great community. Now, the next one, the prosperous, is relating to a place where there is money, and people are able to work, and people are able to be compensated for their work. We believe that those are things that matter, people being able to provide for themselves and being able to provide for their families. In the next one, the just and well-ordered, that includes the realm of political and civic life. So we know that, at least in the US, there are definitely problems with policing. My personal opinion, though, is that while there are problems with police, making sure that there's a rule of law is also really important. And so what are the structures that are in place that both provide accountability for policing, but also help ensure that people are being safe and protected? Who are the courts? Who are the where are the courts? How are people interacting with their government? And then the final is the sustainable, which is the realm of the natural environment. So that includes things like public parks, forests, green infrastructure, hospitals and clinics, bike lanes, sidewalks, all sorts of different things. So I know that that's a really high-level overview and something that was pretty quick, but my hope is that that then helps give you a little bit more context for this 30-day, 28-day map challenge. So again, how everything is worked out is sort of structured so that on the first, you map the context. The second, you map something that falls into the true. The next day, you map something that falls into the good. So again, there's a lot of opportunities here for you to map in a way that makes sense for you. So I am really excited and thankful that you are joining with us in this journey.